Hey, everybody. I'm not a career coach, but I do get asked for career advice quite often. So I thought, why not have a couple of episodes where we focus on an aspect of career building that could be helpful for someone who's looking to make a change, whether that be because you were laid off or you are intentionally looking to explore something new. So in this episode, I'm focusing on networking, and I'm going to give you 4 components of networking to help you be more effective. So let's go. Leveraging your network is a big component of the career journey. And while I would strongly encourage you to make a practice of networking regularly and reinforcing connections and relationships, even when you're not looking for a job, I know better than that. And I know that most people only activate their network muscles when they're on the job hunt. So I'm going to give you 3 components to successful networking. These can work in the virtual setting or in person. Here I'm focusing more on the behind the computer experience, but I do strongly encourage everybody to talk to people, grab coffees, have video chats or phone calls, get some FaceTime, get some voice time, because that's how people remember you. And that's relationship building. And when you have a relationship, people want to help. Okay. So the first component of successful networking, when you engage someone in a conversation or you are emailing someone and asking them for their help, tell them what you currently do. This is not always obvious, but this is very important context for people because most networking is done with folks that we don't spend regular time with or even know very well at all. So we have to give them context. Believe it or not, we can forget to tell people what we currently do when we're having conversations. Some of us are so uncomfortable talking about ourselves that we just forget it. And what we do is in our bones, right? We do it every day. It's part of who we are. So sometimes we assume knowledge or we just forget to add that bit of information in because we know it so well. I also know that sometimes people get nervous, so they want to rush through these conversations. So they leave it out, or they're convinced that they're going to be annoying and take up too much time. And so they edit themselves. Don't do that. Tell them what you currently do. Number 2, tell them what you are looking for. What do you want to do? And the key to this is specificity. Get really clear with yourself first. You have to get clear with yourself about what you want so that you can get clear with others. If you are not clear, they will not be clear, and then they will not be able to help you. And just a bit of a side note, I know that not everybody's entering into a career change knowing totally what they want to do. And sometimes you're in more of that discovery phase, and that's fine. And those are moments where you might engage a career coach. You might ask for some informational interviews or some brainstorming conversations with people. Some of these tips could actually work for you in that phase too, but lead with the message of, I don't exactly know what I want, but I know what I don't want, or I have some ideas of what I'm looking for and I'd like to talk to you about them. That's a specific request in a non-specific context. But what I'm going to be sharing is how to work these steps when you know the direction that you want to go. Okay, so first is tell them what you currently do. Second, tell them what you're looking for or what you want to do with specificity. And 3, follow up. No, you are not annoying for emailing again. No, you are not annoying for actually calling somebody or texting someone. Your career is worth taking the risk to double up on your communication and get yourself in the door. So I'm going to walk you through these steps by sharing how this was done poorly so you can learn what not to do. This is a real life example of someone who reached out to me. Hey, Zovig. I hope it's okay to email you. We haven't talked in a long time. I hope you're doing well. I just got laid off and I'm looking for a new job in marketing. Attached is my resume. Let me know if you hear of anything. Let me break down why this does not work. Number 1, did they tell me what they currently do? Maybe, kinda, not really. They could already be in marketing. They might be trying to shift over into marketing. I don't know. Do not assume that the person you are asking to help you is tracking your career, that they're seeing your LinkedIn posts. I have had people I've known for years in my life who still call me a life coach. I'm not a life coach. I've never been a life coach. Yet that's what they think of when they think of coach. Don't assume people know what you do, even the people who know you well. Telling people what you currently do gives them context, because what you're doing is shaping the conversation with someone who will hopefully want to help you, but they will want to help you more if you ground them in something, if you give them context. Not too much, not too little, but enough so they can calibrate to where you are in your career and who you are to them. So no, this person did not tell me what they currently do. Number 2, did they tell me what they want to do? Again, kinda, not really. They said marketing. Marketing is a huge category of job descriptions. What kind of marketing are you looking for? Audience marketing, event marketing, product marketing? Are you a comms specialist? These are all very different disciplines. And going even further, what else are you looking for? For something in a specific industry or a location? Are you looking for a remote job, a hybrid job, a leadership role, a people manager role? I can't emphasize specificity enough. And it's worth repeating that in order to be specific with others, you have to get clear and specific with yourself. So double down on creating that clarity. You're not just taking any old job. So if you're asking for something in marketing, that person that you're asking might push you a marketing manager role that's 15 years in your past. What a waste of time for both of you. But that's kind of on you because you didn't specify what you wanted. The clearer that you are with yourself about what you're looking for, the more successfully you can mobilize your network. Do not make people do the work for you. No one's going to sit down and read your resume and connect the dots between that 2-page tome and the job that happens to be open at their friend's company. No one's going to make introductions you don't ask for. There are very few people who love you that much. I am always happy to connect people. I'm always happy to make introductions. I do that for people all the time, and people do that for me. As a business owner, I am regularly asking for strategic introductions. I'm regularly asking people for their time to reconnect, strengthen our relationship, find out what's going on with them, share what we do. That's just part of my world. So I'm busy, and people are busy, and everyone's busy. So you need to spoon feed the information so it's plug and play for the person who's going to help you. The other reason you need to be specific is that you are teaching them what to listen for. So when they're out in their lives, doing their thing in their own jobs, and you're not around, their ears have now been taught what to listen for, so that when they hear something that aligns with what you told them, they recognize it and they know to connect you. They think of you. So number 1, tell people what you do. Number 2, tell them what you want to do specifically. This person who emailed me did neither of those things. And the third one is follow up. This person did not follow up. That was a one and done email. But had they done so, had they followed up, I might have replied with, could you tell me a little more about what you're looking for? I might have prompted them, asked them a couple questions to see if I could help. But I didn't hear back, so I didn't do anything with it. You are not annoying for following up. If you've asked someone for a specific action, like an introduction, and they don't respond right away, or maybe they say yes, but then they don't follow through with what they said they do, don't panic. Remember, people are busy, but you can always follow up. Fears that we're wasting people's time or that it makes us look bad for asking for help or any of those stories that we have just get in our way. Those stories do not belong in our career journey. The worst that happens is this person doesn't respond, and that's usually not about you anyway. So challenge yourself to spend time with frequency, hitting reply and following up with people. So I read you the version of the email that absolutely did not work with me. Now I'd like to read you a version of an email that would work with me. That takes into account all 3 of these components. Hey, Zovig, I hope you're great. I have a favor to ask. And by the way, I love it when people get right to the point. So you don't have to get into, I hope you're well, hope you have a good summer, blah, blah, blah. Just say, I have a favor to ask, or I need something. I've just gotten laid off and I'm a little nervous, but I'm really excited for what's next. The past 5 years, I've been leading a team of product managers at an education technology company called EdTech USA. So I'm looking to stay in product management and hopefully in the education industry. The titles would likely be something like senior director or VP of product. And ideally, it would be a remote or a hybrid situation in the Seattle area. I'm trying to meet as many folks as I can right now. I looked at your LinkedIn and I saw that Jane Doe at XYZ Education Company says she's hiring for a role that looks really interesting to me. I wonder if you'd be open to introducing me to her. I can write the email for you so that it's easy on your part. And I'd even be happy to find 15 minutes to connect with you to make it easier to share about me. I appreciate your help. I'll talk to you soon. This email works. It reminds the person what you currently do. It clearly states what you want to do. It's very specific. It's training my ears to listen. Now I know that you are in product management. Now I know what level you want to work at, what area you're in, what industry you want to go for. And you've also done the work of culling through my LinkedIn connections and finding a person that you want an introduction to. You send the email like this, and then you give it a week or so. You get no response, you just hit reply and follow up. Hey, Zovig, I wonder if you got my note last week. I'd still really love an introduction to Jane Doe. I can write up the message for you, so all you have to do is hit send. Would you be willing to connect us? I would respond to that. I would have responded to the first version. You probably wouldn't need to follow up with me, but the first version would have gotten me. This kind of communication is facilitating your career. This is taking destiny into your own hands. This is far more actionable than just saying, attached is my resume, let me know if you hear of something. This kind of communication also shows a sign of confidence and self-respect. When we show up fully prepared, it sends a message about who we are. So if we are hesitant or tentative about how we're reaching out to people, how we're presenting ourselves, then the person on the receiving end is going to assume that you're going to show up that way in every conversation, in every situation. But when you show up fully prepared, it would make someone like me want to go to bat for you, because if I'm introducing you to someone I know, well, that's a relationship that I'm extending to you. And that can reflect positively or poorly on me. So in recap, 3 components to successful networking. 1, tell them what you currently do, ground them in who you are, remind them about who you are. 2, tell them what you want and get really specific and teach them how to listen for opportunities for you. And 3, follow up. Follow up, follow up, follow up. I hope this helps. I hope this provides some inspiration and some actionable advice for you to get out there and start connecting with people. I'll be back in another couple of weeks with another episode. Until then, take good care of yourself. Lots of love and big energy.